Well, good morning, everybody. Here we're on, what is this? This is Tuesday. Big truck going by. This is Tuesday, and we've picked up back in Isaiah again. We're reading through Isaiah, and there's a lot of prophecies that are coming in at this point concerning Babylon and the coming expulsion, really, from the land. That's the only way that you could put it. Isaiah's letting them all know that the Lord is going to use Babylon in the same way that he used Israel, that he's going to bring correction to the nations all around Israel, including Israel and Judah, and just like he had done with Israel when Israel was given that land. The difference here is that although he's using Babylon in the same way, he's not calling Babylon his nation, and he's putting a time limit on the power that Babylon's going to have. At the same time that Isaiah is prophesying that Babylon's going to come in and take over Israel, Judah, he also says about the destruction of Babylon that is going to happen. Because they're going to go too far. And so here's a place where we get a lot of people misunderstanding the Lord, who says he's such a violent God, and guys, you gotta understand this history. You have to understand that before they went into the land, he had said through Moses, if they had break any of the contract, he had given them the law so they could prosper, but if they didn't follow the law, he was going to, the first infraction, he was going to remove them from the land, because it's his land. Everybody refers to it being Israel's land, but he was very clear that it was his land that he was lending to them, and at any moment that he would kick them off the land. Even Jesus, the parables that he told of the vineyard that was made, and then it was lent out, it was rented out, and there was a price for its use, and how the renters had tried to kill the one that had belonged to the son, thinking that they would inherit the land, and so on. So it's very, very clear that this land belongs to the Lord. It's his land. Everything's his, but he was lending it, and this is the sense that we have, that everything that we have belongs to him, and that we're given to it, and we're supposed to be good stewards of it, and it is supposed to produce something. What we are given is supposed to produce something, because everything in the kingdom produces. So that's this whole idea. But when you understand that, and then you look at the history of Israel and Judah, and you see that it was nothing but infraction, generation after generation after generation, and he sent in the prophets, and there were good priests that were raised up, and they were constantly being called back into a proper relationship. And we're talking a very long time before he pulled the trigger, before he said, okay, enough is enough. And even this was a correction, because he promised them that this wasn't the end, that he would bring them back, that there would always be a remnant in the land, that he would bring them back, that he wasn't going to forsake the promises that he had made, even though they had broken all of their end of the promises. So like this is the Father's heart that needs to be understood and revealed, that He will bring in correction, but the correction is not a punishment. The correction is to help us to come into who we're supposed to be, who he says we are. He corrects us for our benefit. You know, the problem is in this world there's a good sense of correction and a bad sense of correction. And quite often parents are really terrible at this. And parents do more like punishment out of vengeance. Hey, you did something I told you not to do. You've irked me. I'm feeling angry right now, so this is what I'm going to do to punish you, to show you that you angered me. And then there's the correction, which has to do with, really, restitution has to do with doing something to make the children aware of what they did was wrong and why it was wrong, and what has to be done to make amendments for that. So, amends. So this is what we need to understand and get to the place of the Father's heart, that He's for us, He's not against us. He wants to build us up, not tear us down. And any correction that comes in is not to destroy us, but to increase us. That's a big shift for a lot of people. And unfortunately, we will want to accept that for ourselves, but we won't want to accept it for other people. And we will refer to God's judgment on people, and we won't see it as a correction, but as a judgment with condemnation. And it's messed up, people. We need to get on track here with Father's heart, because we're supposed to represent Him. So you have a great day. Represent Him well today. Represent Him with love, mercy, forgiveness, tenderness, compassion. It's okay to speak a word to help people understand maybe that their actions are wrong, but you've got to make sure your motivation is in the right place today. Just check and make sure your motivation is in the right place. It's not to tear them down, and you're not against them, you're against the spirit that is behind that. So, yeah, let's spread a little sunshine today, shall we? God bless.